guys, it's your girl Prissy P, and I'm back with another story time. And as you can tell by the title, y'all, this story time is just, y'all, this is real. This is real life stuff. But before I get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified. Okay, guys, so I want to say that, okay, when I was younger, I love kids so much. I always wanted to have my own chain of daycares. I was a babysitter. I was a neighborhood babysitter. If you had kids, you would send them to me because I was the cheap childcare for you. And it was always in my heart to, help kids for some reason, until I had this experience being a live-in nanny. Not just a nanny, but a live-in nanny, which means I was living at the home. Did you catch that? Do that. So, you guys, you might hear a little background noise. I'm at mama's house. We're all here, so you might hear some other people talking. But anyways, we're going to get into the story. So, I want to say that this was like in 2013, 14, somewhere up. No, this is a while ago. This is probably like 2012. And I put an ad on Facebook, basically saying, not Facebook, but an ad on Craigslist. Like, I'm a nanny, reach out to me, blase, blase, blase. This lady reached out to me. She was an African-American female, and she had 4 children. Or was it 5? Was it 5 or 4, babe? Was it 3 boys and 1 girl? Or was it 4 boys and 1 girl? Okay, it was 4 children. It was 3 little boys and 1 girl. And the girl was in middle school and the little boys were in elementary school. And the youngest one, I think he was like in kindergarten. So she was originally from like Baltimore area, and she had just moved to North Carolina. So before she hired me, I went to go visit, to check out their house. She reached out to me. She was saying like, she worked for Life Touch, the photography place where people take the pictures for the schools and stuff. So she worked there. She was a photographer. So she had to travel throughout the school year to different states to take pictures of different, the kids and stuff. So with her transitioning and moving to North Carolina, she needed childcare right away because she needed childcare right away because school was about to start in all the states or whatever. And her first stop was in Atlanta, Georgia. I would never forget this. So she reached out to me. She wanted me to come to their house to, do like a, meet the kids and, see how I like, the kids and how the kids interact with me, which I always do with my clients. Anytime you want me to babysit, I always want to see how your kid interacts with me and my family and so or whatever. And we talked about like, the time frame. We talked about payments and etc. So at that time, I didn't have my own place. I was just living at home with my mama still. So I didn't really have a lot of bills. So I think I was charging her like $250. Like, Mom, I think I was charging her like $250 a week. Sorry, guys, but she washing dishes or something. But I think I was charging her like $250 a week. And she needed me to stay there for a whole month. So, that's a big adjustment for me because I was used to being home in my bed and so. Plus also having other families that still contact me to babysit. So I was in a real pickle, whatever. So she left to go to Atlanta. So guys, I'm back. So where was I at? So yeah, like I was saying, she was getting ready to go off to the school year and take the pictures for the kids and blase, blase, blase. So, like I'm sorry, guys, that's sugar in the background. So, before she was saying stuff like, that she went grocery shopping and she bought enough food for the kids that lasts them for at least 2 weeks or whatever. She also mentioned, well, I found out that they were not her kids, they were foster kids, which I think is a great thing that, that she that she was a foster parent, and you know she was working on adopting the. Well, no, did she adopt them? I think she did adopt them, but she was getting money for them every month to take care of them, and you know I thought that was a great thing. That's something that me and her definitely connected on, because you know that's something that one day I want to do, for be a foster parent or adopt a child, because that's really in my heart to do one day. So I thought she was great. I thought that everything about, I was like, this is beautiful how you took these kids in, etc., etc. So, did y'all catch that? But so she left, and then she wanted me to take the kids to their open house because she wasn't gonna be there, of course. So they were going to a whole new school. This is a whole new atmosphere for them. So she wanted me to take the kids to their open house to meet their teachers and show them where their classes will be, and so and so. The girl was in middle school. She was going to 7th grade, and the little boys, there was 3 of them, they were in elementary, and like I was saying, the littlest one was in kindergarten. So I did that. So the first day there, it was pretty cool. You could tell that, you know, they were just there. It was kind of like they didn't have any furniture because, like I said, they just moved. Well, she had like a futon or whatever. They didn't have beds. The boys didn't have beds in their room, and the girl, she had a little blow up bed in her room. But other than that, why you so mean? That's mama, y'all. Other than that, they didn't really have much in their house or whatever. But the boys were really attached and under me all the time. The girl, she just wanted to stay in her room. And plus, she was at that age. She was at that age where she didn't really want to be around people anyway. Oh. She didn't want to be around people anyway. She wanted to be in her room. And the boys, they just wanted to be with me. We played games. You know, I just had fun with them. So it came time for, like I said, the first couple of days was cool. They wasn't in school yet. You know, they were getting ready for school and stuff. And then it came time for school. So now I'm getting, like, she had food in the house. I made spaghetti one night. And I think another night she had, like, I forgot. The only thing I really remember cooking was spaghetti. And she always had these little corn muffin things, like, you know, flavored muffins, like blueberry and strawberry ones that she made for them. And oh, she had hamburger helper. So everything she cooked was like hamburger helper, spaghetti, so and so. And mind you, this is the first week. So at this point, it wasn't enough food for them. These kids could eat. These kids wanted to eat more. So I'm like, eat. You know, like, I came from a household, it's like, eat. You know what I'm saying? If you hungry, you know, whatever. So I before she left, she gave me my first week of money and whatever. That was cool. But I had to use my money to get these kids food because she didn't leave a lot of food for them. She only had hamburger helper and spaghetti. And she told me that, oh, you must be feeding them too much, because if I was there, that food would have lasted them for the 2 weeks. And I was like, no, I'm not feeding them too much. If I could have fed those kids off of that food for 2 weeks, then I would have literally been giving them much of a portion of spaghetti. Like, that's crazy. I gave them, they had corn, they had salad, all that stuff. I gave them that and their spaghetti. So that was the first thing that I thought was a little weird. And it was kind of like, this child could eat this, but this child can't have it. Or it was like, this child could have chips and this one can't. It was always like something. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because I grew in a household where my mom, whatever she did for DJ, she did for me. But with her, it was kind of like a little different, which I felt funny about, because I'm like, I don't feel right giving this child this and this one not. So let me go in my pocket and give this child, buy this child the same thing. That's just me. So I thought that was a little weird. So mind you, the little boys were off the chain. You know how little boys are. They're curious. They always touching stuff. They always play fighting and this, that, and the third. So it was to the point, the little boys, they was like always wrestling and always getting real physical. So I would have to break it up, and it was like I had to put them in timeout. Them little boys rock my world. I mean, all day. It's like never a chill button. It's constant all day. play fighting and playing, which was whatever. The little girl, they'll go mess with the girl. They'll go in her room and fart in her room and like, you know, do little things boys do. And she would be, you know, fussing and you know, she'll be beating them up too. So it was another thing. The second problem was, I guess the little boys, it was time for them to go to bed. And I told them to go upstairs. And all of them, it was time for all of them to go to bed. One of the little boys, the youngest one, he was stomping and yelling, sitting on the step. So the sister, she comes out her room and start punching him in his face and getting kind of violent with him and pushing him in the room and saying, you know, he better shut up or whatever. So at that point, I go upstairs and I'm like, why is he crying so bad? Then he tells me like what she did to him. So I was like, did you do this to him? You should never put your hands on him. You should have came to me because I'm the adult here. You should have stayed in your child's lane and let me handle this. So at this point, I'm like, let me call your mom because I don't know what to do. Mama nowhere to be found. And mind you, it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Like, where is she at? Why is she not answering the phone? Whatever. She did not answer. So apparently she must have called the little girl. His little girl had a cell phone. And when she called the little girl, she never called me back until the next morning, which I called her and she called me back finally. So I guess she called the little girl told her side and then whatever. So I guess it was okay for the little girl to whoop the brothers, which I was not aware of. So when we talked the next day, I was like, you know, this is what happened, da da da. And she was just like, oh, it's okay if she gets on them. I was like, yeah, but she was punching them and she's really mean to them. And then she was just like, it's okay. You know, I allow her to, you know, get on them if they're wrong. She, you know, she knows the rules and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. But mind you, the whole time sitting there like, I don't really know how I feel about that. You know, like if I'm here, if I'm the adult here, there's no need for her to do anything like that because I can handle that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the one thing that was, and it was like the girl was always treated different than the boys. It was like she never got in trouble. She was like, I know she was the oldest, but it was like, they were all treated differently. And I don't play that treating kids different. So that was the second incident that I did not like. So a third incident that happened was, like I said, the little boys, they really love to eat. You know, boys got appetites, y'all. Y'all know that. They want snacks. They want juice. They want blah, 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 whatever. So an incident happened when they fought over who got the biggest piece of muffin or cupcake or something. Because I think I made them cupcakes one night. Because that's the type of stuff I do with kids. We interact together. We make cupcakes together. We do stuff like that. So it was who got whatever cupcake or whatever color frosting. I don't know what it was about, but it got into another fight. It got bad. They just literally had a big food fight, you know, in the kitchen. I'm trying to control it. I can't. The little girl, she fighting with them too. So at this point, I'm like, oh, hell to the no. This is out of my control. So I had to call Rayshawn. I was like, Rayshawn, look, I need your help. This is bigger than me. I need your help, whatever. So that was a problem too. She was telling me like, you know, which I get it. You have a little girl in the house. You don't want no men around them. I get it, especially if you don't know the men. But she was just like, yeah, I don't really want your husband here, or, you know, I don't really think that's cool. I'm not saying that he can't come in the daytime, but at nighttime, he really don't need to be here, which I totally understand because, you know, if you don't know my husband, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So that was another thing. The little girl snitched on me. She said that my husband was there at nighttime or stayed the night or whatever. And which she was right. What she told her mom was right, but I wasn't like he stayed the night. We were literally watching movies. We were up, whatever. She said he couldn't stay the night. She didn't say he couldn't come over. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing. That was another thing. It was like the little girl kept going back like, well, she's doing this. So the mom would call me and be like, well, my daughter said that you did this. And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm the adult here. You're not going to be going back and forth with me. I'm a grown woman, first of all. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. So these are all the weeks that went by. Mind you, blah, blah, blah. So the last week, when I was about, you know, it's close to me to go home, she was supposed to send me my money. She was, I reached out to her. She said, I'll be putting the money in your account, blah, blah, blah. Never got any payment from this lady. I called her several times and she never responded. It's like she just disappeared off the earth. She didn't pay me. I only got paid one time for being there a whole month, and that was $250 for a whole month of being there with your kids away from my family. I could have been making other money with the other families that I had that I was babysitter for, and she just totally didn't pay me. So I sent her a message or something. I said, you know, I'm not even mad at you. I expect this I expect this type of behavior from a person like you, you know, not paying me or you and your feelings about something because this, whatever reason you are or whatever. I don't know. I forgot what happened, but all I know, it was like a couple things happened. It was like once, like she told me that she was there for business when actually she was really there on vacation with her friends. I thought she was gone away because she was, you know, working at this place or the Life Touch place, but she really was going to Atlanta on vacation with her friends, spending money and stuff when her kids are home hungry. And they are some bad little tail kids, y'all. They were some bad kids. I had to deal with a lot for a whole month. That was the worst experience I ever had in my life. And to not get paid on top of it, it was just bull crap. And I was upset because I felt like she treated her kids differently. That was something that I also expressed to her in a message. I also told her that it's sad that you favor your kids. You know, you're out here, you're supposed to be out here working when you really out here vacationing, and someone else is home with your children that you don't even care about. You can be out here eating freaking Olive Garden and stuff, and your kids got to eat old bags of salad. Like, that's not cool. I don't know, but I kind of went in, or I sent her a message. I was like, you know what, God will handle this situation. You know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, I know that I'm a good babysitter. I know I'm a good person. I know I was a good nanny. And it was kind of like she knew she wasn't going to pay me anyway. It was kind of like, oh, let me just give her this money for just $250 right now. And then when she leaves, that's all. It was like, when you came home, you should have had my money in your hand, bruh. It should never been, I'm gonna put it in your account. You had no intentions on paying me anyway. And it was just the worst experience. Like, that whole experience made me not want to babysit or be a nanny anymore. That was my first experience being a live-in nanny, you know, not being home. The house wasn't clean. Like, it was just a lot. I just felt very uncomfortable there for a whole freaking month, guys. And it just made me not want to do that anymore. And I just didn't like it. But I do babysit. I do have a big background of babysitting. My resume is really long. I have some CPR certified. I can distribute medicine to your children if they have, like, you know, different what is it? Special needs, you know. Like, I have certifications in this stuff. I'm certified, you know what I'm saying? But it was just an unfortunate unfortunate situation with this family, and I felt bad about it for a while. And I was just like, you know, dang, how can someone do me like that? Like, I mean, wow, whatever. But I'm pretty sure God handled that situation. And it was crazy because, like, years later I saw her at Sam's Club, and I was just like, wow, you're just pathetic, literally, or whatever. So, but yeah, guys, that was my story time of being a nanny. The kids from hell. The kids were off the chain. They had no house training. They was just off the chain. They just beat on each other, you know. And that was just that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for more story time.